Hey guys, today I'm going to go over all of the upgrades that I have done to my Surron Ultra B. The Ultra B in stock form doesn't require near as much upgrades as the Light B does. I got the Light B, and you have to do at least maybe half a dozen upgrades just to make it safe and reliable, but not with the Ultra B. You can use the Ultra B in stock form if you want to, but the nice thing about these Surrons, the Light B and their Ultra B, is there's so much support for it from third parties that make all kinds of stuff. I mean, you can go as far as starting with the frame and replacing everything else. And some people do that, and a $6,000 bike then becomes a $15,000 bike or whatever. Kind of the sky's the limit on how much you want to spend. I'm not criticizing people that do that, but I don't have the finances to do that sort of thing. And honestly, right now I don't want to do that sort of thing. I'm happy for the most part with the bike the way it is. Without further ado, let me get into the upgrades that I have done. I'll go from top to bottom, maybe that way I won't miss anything. So the first thing is the double take mirrors. And I can't rave enough about these mirrors. I have these also on my DRZ 400 SM. And I have the different style for it though. I have the adventure style. And these are I think these are the enduro style or something like that. I actually like the other style better than these. And but I got these first, and then I got the ones for the DR next. If I did it over again, I'd probably get the adventure mirrors for this one as well. But besides that, really no complaints about these either. These are marvelous. Next, I'll talk about the quad lock. So the quad lock, and I got the dampening feature on it to save your phone from getting damaged as it's vibrating around. I really like that, and I also have it on my Light B and my DRZ. And yeah, you can find reviews on it. But again, quality. It's all plastic, but it does what it's supposed to do, and it does it well. Next up on the list is the grips. So these are Pro Taper grips, and I got the yellow to match the yellow theme of the Ultra B. And I didn't replace those for a while because I read that they were so hard to replace, because Surron glues their stock grips on with tons of glue, and you have to basically tear the throttle tube up to get them off. But there is a good solution for it now, and it's what I went with, and finally motivated me to change the grips. And that's Warp 9 makes a metal, and I think it's made out of aluminum, a replacement throttle tube. And so you can just throw the Surron throttle tube away, plastic crap that comes on the stock. And it's real high quality, not too expensive. I think it was 43 bucks or something like that. So definitely recommend that if you want to move away from the stock grips. The stock grips aren't that bad actually, and that's why I didn't jump on it right away, and because I heard it was hard. The next thing is, for me, I'm 6'1", I have to raise the handlebars, or I have to get new handlebars. And these handlebars, I didn't have any problems with it, except they were too low. So I got these risers. I don't remember where I got them from. If you're really interested, I can provide a link. But there's multiple makers of risers. I think that's the 30 millimeter risers. That's what it looks like, just eyeballing it. The next thing on the list is my tank bag. I did not purchase this new for this bike. It came off of an older bike, and that particular Wolfman model I don't think you can buy anymore. But Yeah, if I had to replace it, I wouldn't get the Wolfman because they're too expensive. I would get the Tusk Olympus, which is what I have on my DRZ 400 SM, and yeah, that's the route I would go if I had to buy a new one. Let's see, working my way down. What's next? Yeah, not a ton of upgrades on this. So, okay, I guess we're down to the back. So, actually, the registration. I got this bike registered. I don't want to really show you my tag, but I got it registered through Dirt Legal, and that's the only way I was able to do that in the state of Florida. So they provide us. It's a little pricey, but they provide a seamless process to getting your bike registered. And I already had the street legal stuff on this bike, you know, the mirrors, and because I bought this from Alibaba, so it has the mirrors, the turn signals, headlights, everything, DOT rims. It has everything you need to get it street legal, but the state of Florida wouldn't let me do it, so I went through Dirt Legal. Okay, next on the list is the foot pegs. I got these recently from Puget Sound, I believe is what they're called. And yeah, so far I like them. I like them a lot. The gold works out well with the color scheme of the bike as well. I think there were a couple of other colors you could have gotten, but I went with that. So did that. I believe the next thing is going to be the bash guard. So I still have the stock bash guard on there, which I like a whole lot. The problem is it didn't cover over the whole engine. There's a gap. It stops about right in here, and then it's exposed. So there's a company in Australia that makes basically a bash extender, and yeah, I think I saw this on a electric cycle rider. I believe that's the name, or electric is better, or something like that. And yeah, he was showing those off, and so I ended up buying it, and I like it. I didn't want to get rid of the stock bash guard. I had tried a metal one before, and it was a lot heavier, and it changed the look of the bike in a way I didn't like. And so yeah, I returned that one, and I waited until something better came along, and this is definitely nice. Next up is the I'll talk about the tires next. So these are Shinko 777 tires. So this is the street setup for my bike, and yeah, and those fit the stock rims really well, and it turns it into like a tall supermoto, and it's really, really nice and smooth for street riding. I really love this setup. It's really nice. And the for that, as I said, I'm using the stock rims and the stock sprocket, the 46 tooth sprocket. For the chain, this has also been something recent that I'm really, really happy with, and that is the DID X-Ring chain. It has provided me the longest range in on the street. I got 33 miles yesterday, averaging 30 miles an hour. And yeah, I know that sounds slow, but most of the time I was going 40, 45, 50. And, you know, my average speed is slowing down and, you know, and speeding up and all that. So 30 actually is a pretty good average speed. It means I'm going not quite full speed all the time, but close to it. But this DID chain, I also got 30 miles or so in the dirt. And it is light and flexible. And it's the best chain I found that actually beats the stock chain, which is actually a pretty decent chain. So lesson learned, if you want to exceed the stock chain, you got to put some money into the next chain. You can't spend $30 and get a chain that beats the stock chain. you're going to have to dish out $100 if you want that. Okay, so that is my street setup that you're looking at currently. Well, I do have the 1821 wheel set. That's the KKE. And I also, for this one, I use the stock sprocket. I used to use a 54 tooth sprocket, and I've recently changed back to the 46 sprocket because changing out chains is a pain in the butt, and I don't want to do that between changing out my wheel sets. So I went back to the I went back to the stock 46 tooth sprocket, and it makes the changeover much easier. And also I get my top speed back. I can go 59 miles an hour with the stock sprocket, but with the 54 tooth sprocket, I could only go 49. And also it threw off my throttle response. It has a fairly linear throttle response with the stock sprocket, but with the 54 tooth sprocket, it has a weird throttle response. Once you go about half throttle, there's nothing left after that. From half to full, there's no increase in speed, and it's just weird. So I moved away from that. Also, I picked up an additional battery so I can double my range. Of course, I have to make a trip back to my truck if I'm riding in the woods, or my house if I'm road riding or whatever. But still, I can go close to 60 miles now when I ride, and that's enough for me. That's plenty enough for me. Well, yeah, so I'll give y'all another quick look around the whole thing. I've just washed it and actually put a ceramic coating on it. I'm going to ride it on the road for a little bit, so I want it to look nice. And yeah, so that's what I've done. All right, guys. Well, have a good one. If you have any questions about any of the upgrades that I did, just let me know. And yeah, just let me know and I'll post some links. Well, have a good one. Bye.